Hey guys, and here we are from Tigerdencollectibles again. This time we're going to do a little bit different. Basically, from a bunch of the modern books that I had, I decided to put together a pile a couple of times, a couple different piles to send to CGC. So I have a buddy of mine who's just doing some pressing for a good price for me, and then sending it off to CGC. The first batch was about 14 books. You can actually pre-screen books, and then, with the fast track, etc., if it doesn't get it, then they return most of your money, and then they'll send the book back if it doesn't hit the pre-screen. The second batch, I did no pre-screen, which has 25 books. But this video is going to be on the first 14 that I sent. So that way, when it comes back, I sent it actually a couple weeks ago, but I wanted to do this, and so I should be back hopefully by February 1st through 10th, somewhere, and then we'll do an unboxing and see how close we are to those grades. You'll see the book up in the corner on either side, depending on the situation, but just so you know what book we're talking about. All right, so the first two books we had for a pre-screen is the Cherry Pop-Tart, okay, number 1. Now, there's multiple prints of this book, but they were both first prints from 1982. And you can kind of tell on the front cover of the book, it will say $2 on it. Then it said $2.50 and then $2.95. That would be the printing copy, first print, second print, third print. So these will say $2 on the cover, as you'll see in the photo there. And this book does pretty well in high grade, but I just made a simple pre-screen of 7.0. So I don't even know why I did that, but either way, it should pass. I believe the books are at least 9.0 or better, so we'll see what happens when they come back. The next book was a Transformers number 1 from September of 1984. Now, what's interesting about this book is that it is a newsstand copy. So we set a pre-screen at 9.4. We believe that the book should be between a 9.6 and a 9.8. So let's see what happens when the books come back on that one. The next one is a Predator number 1. Now, there was 2 copies that we sent in. That was from June of 1989. We set a pre-screen of 9.4. So we believe both will pass that. So if that does, that's great. So which means we're hoping for at least a 9.4. But we think that it should be a 9.6 or better. We'll see what happens, right? We sent one Amazing Spider-Man 316, which is the first full cover appearance of the Venom. Okay, that book was from June of 1989, and we set a pre-screen kind of high. We set it high on that. We spent 9.6 on that. So I mean, we believe we're pretty confident that it should get a 9.6 or better. But we'll see. I mean, you never know with those things. Then next we put in a New Mutants 87. That's the first appearance of Cable. That came out March of 1990, and we set a pre-screen of 9.6 on that book as well. The book looked really solid, so I mean, hopefully it makes a cut. I mean, it all comes down to when you get books in the 9.6 range, etc. I believe it's just a tick here or there that can push it either way or whatever. Who knows, right? Could be slight tanning. The next 2 books that we sent in was Harbinger number 1, 2 copies of that. It had the coupons in both. That's from January of 1992. And we just said it's not worth it unless it gets 9.8. So, we pre-screened, I had 5 of them. So we took 2 of them, press it clean. My buddy thought these 2 had the best shot of being a 9.8 candidate. So cross our fingers on that those do come back, or at least 1 for 2 on that, because if it does, then it's a home run as far as the value goes. The next one is Amazing Spider-Man 300. We sent 3 copies of that in. We sent them all at 8.0. They should all come back. I mean, they're all at least 8.5, 9.0s or better. So that should be a win anyways. One of them was a newsstand copy. So let's see. I mean, hopefully we get maybe 1 or 2 in the high 9s. So that should be really interesting to see what happens with that. Then we also sent a New Mutants number 98, which came out of February of 91. And that is the first appearance of Deadpool. So that book, we set a pre-screen of 9.6, which is pretty high. So which means we're pretty confident that it's a 9.6 candidate, and who knows? I mean, if the guy who's grading it happens to be lucky, might give us a 9.8 score, bam, right? So the last book was Black Panther number 2 from May of 2005. I believe that's the first appearance of Shuri. I believe she's coming to be Black Panther in the second movie coming out, I think. Right, Tiger? Right, exactly. So that wasn't perfect. So we set a pre-screen at 9.4. So hopefully that comes back graded and slabbed. If not, then we're going to get it raw. But other than that, I mean, those are our 14 books. I'm hoping that we get at least 8 to 10 of those come back slabbed. I mean, obviously, if they all come back slagged, I mean, awesome, you know? So that makes a big difference. I mean, the retail value in the low end, I mean, who knows? It could be anywhere between $3,000 to as high as $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, depending on what the grades come back on or more. So let's see what happens, but we'll keep you posted. It'll be a couple weeks from now because it's already halfway through. They're already at CGC. They're being processed. So, and until next time, I'll send another video out on the second batch I sent out for a CGC that we are sending out just today. So probably next week I'll probably make the video on that. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe below, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell, and peace.